Well, today is the day of indie horror titles, and I'm very excited to jump into Flathead, which is an interesting game of over and under where we could potentially be left 6 feet under if we make the wrong decisions. Now, the gameplay is around 2 hours long, and it can kind of vary, though, based on your decisions and your luck. Also, on top of that, this is meant to serve as a prologue for an upcoming game called Silk Bulb Test by Tim Oxton, which is a dreamlike first-person game that is heavily inspired by the weird elements of SCP, The Backrooms, MK Ultra, body horror, and dark absurdism. This game so far has received some very good reviews and looks really crazy, really creepy, but very cool. So I'm excited to jump into that. So let's go ahead and dive into Tim Oxton's Flathead, which is the prologue to Silk Bulb Test, and see what this game is really all about. Already the creep factor, just looking at the image. Also good wording too, right? Like we have give up, start. Like this feels like you're doing some sort of test or something. And it may be just a test to see if we can survive. A higher difficulty means a higher score to win. Easy, normal, hard. Let's just do normal. Oh, I love that. You make your decision and the thing activates. Ooh, calibrating. Now, if I remember right, if anyone's seen, I think it's Racer 2000, it was an indie horror game that's also by Tim. So when you see something like this, it might give you some vibes of that game as well. So it looks like we are in a chair. Hold, exit 5. Woman's picture there. What in the hell is on the floor behind us? All right. Interesting. Not liking it. Uh-oh. I did a thing. I take it back. I did a thing. What did I do? I hate everything. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we activated that. I am so gonna die. I am playing with things I should not be playing with. Hello? Oh, hi. Oh boy. One of us. Oh. Great, I hate it. Subject was ripped from the abyss. Exit, pay what you owe, 10. Temporary stored. Face there, lights. They won't move in the light. Wait, what? Wait, so I have to do a game here while turning on and off lights? I feel like this is like a mixture of was it Buckshot Roulette and, what is it? Buckshot Roulette or Shotgun Roulette or whatever, and like Five Nights at Freddy's? Do not fear failure. Celebrate rebirth. That's deep. Today was special. I'm sure it was. Oh, hi. That's not creepy at all. Oh, Lord. Oh, Nope, nothing. No lights. All right, well. Okay. 10. Over or under?
I will send you to Jesus.
They're working on it. They're working on it. You know, let's say over. Hey, all right. Trying to figure out like what else we can. Oh, there is literally a monster behind us. Oh, I hate that. Hi, Creepy McCreeperson. How's it going? I don't like it. Okay, so that's temporary. Then we stored it in there. Perfect. So we only have 3 chances at using lights. So we got to worry about the thing behind us, and we have to worry about getting enough points to exit. I keep seeing a face over there. I don't like it. So I feel like when we look at the thing here, it scares it away. Yeah, push off. Get out of here. No, thank you. Oh, Lord. Oh, you're very happy looking. You know what? Let's go under. Hey, all right. Let's try under. Yeah, sometimes this guy will stare at you. Sometimes there's a face there, person behind you. Oh, no. Damn. Do not like. Not today, Satan. Damn it. I'm not gonna like this. Nope. Oh, damn it. Yeah. Oh, in my mouth. Excuse me. Oh, so wait, is this like a second chance opportunity? They pulled up my heart? So, under or over? Over. Damn it! Subject, acquire new flesh. Alright, well, we'll try again. Uh-oh, what is this? Nope. No. What is slimy and in my face? You. Oh, hi. Alright, take 2. The lighting in this game is great. The minimal sound effects that are in here are very good. And it's good not to be overwhelmed by tons of different sounds, except for what matters, right? And those are the ones that are subtle, that are behind you, that are creepy. Subject found purpose. Oh my god, how many rounds are there? Okay, so now we have a Wheel of Fate. What is this? Probably gonna regret this. Fate-O-Matic. Oh, fantastic. Oh, hi. You're so happy and jovial right now. That's great. Pull to spin. X free loss. Circle free win. Special gift. Hello? Oh, God. So now we need 15 to escape. Oh, okay, we need to do this 3 times to fully escape, I guess, supposedly. Transfer. Let's go. Now what? big black hole. Why does it sound like a train? There we go. We beat it. Wow, that was actually really quick. But again, our luck was with us. Total guess is 33, wrong guess is 6, right guess is 27. Let's go. Cells earned 72. Cells lost 1. Comeback 0. Final round 4. Result approved. Redacted, redacted. Tape watcher delivered to incubator. Interview number 2. Okay, now we're back in the same room. So I'm not sure if that means like, hey, we won, way to go, or if you're meant to play it through and win multiple times. Kind of intrigued on that, especially when at the end of that, we received interview number 2. We'd have to win, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14 more times. If we can win 14 more times, then we get all the lore. I don't know if I want to go 14 more times right now. I'm not a very big person on like grinding super hardcore because at that point it just doesn't feel fun to me. Now some people absolutely love the grind and I get it to an extent because I used to play Destiny 2 and many other games that would be considered super grindy. But after a while though, I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. But I'm getting to the point where it's becoming a little too redundant. And do I want to finish it to learn the lore? Yes. But do I want to do it all in one sitting? I don't think I do. Which is interesting. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not, to be honest. I think it's more so just personal preference, really. But I'm a mid-grind guy. Yeah, it's like, I don't mind a bit of it. You know, you're working towards something. I play survivors games, you know, reverse bullet hell games. So I'm used to the grind. I'm used to getting achievements and stuff, but it is just unlocking lore enough. And, The lore is interesting, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's really worth it for me right now. I'm just trying to figure out whether I want to actually continue right now. I'm intrigued by it. I just don't know if I want to keep grinding at it right now. Because I feel like the more you grind at this game, the more you're going to dislike it because it's going to feel too redundant. That's my only thing. And maybe 6 out of 10 is too high. Maybe more like 5 out of 10. Again, I'm on the fence. Because I love the audio, the levels, the sounds, where it feels sort of out of this world, out of reality. It's sort of toward absurdist, but also feels very clinical. I like the visuals that I am seeing in the game. It's just there are not enough different jump scares. There aren't enough changes in the environment, at least maybe not quickly enough. And the game is still just the same. And most of it is really just very RNG heavy. Oh, are we trying to, like, keep playing until we are, like, filling these up and then escape? Like, are these, like, fuses? Listen for the waves, Flathead. From the depths, their song will guide you to new shores. Okay, so these are tapes, and it looks like there are several that you unlock. Wow, all right. AD. The Sunset Recording. While a popular ghost story amongst those in the early years of the observation study, few actually believed it to exist. It was only after the Foster Wave incident that many of the redacted or classified documents and studies were released to help facilitate a more standardized procedure and reduce the likelihood of a reoccurrence. Initially believed to depict a sunset, hence the name, it has since been accepted to show missing OS team member Cat Redacted. While it has long since been confirmed that the name, Cat Redacted, while it has long since been confirmed that missing OS members undergo some sort of cellular photogenic translation, the sunset recording marked the first instance of the structural regurgitation. Oh my god. Cool, so each time we play and win, we do unlock some more lore about what is going on in this world. FMAC, we call those watchers. Freaky big fellas, no doubt, but relatively harmless. FMAC, well, yeah, I suppose that's true. They did get a number of OSC-41, I believe. Alex something. I forget. It's never been confirmed, though. I read through the transcripts a few years ago. All we know is that there was a watcher in Alex. Unknown voice. I believe her name was Kat, of Observation Study E6. Really? Well, shit, my bad. Kat, it was Kat, right? Kat disappeared at the same time as the watcher. But it's mostly just conjecture about what may or may have occurred. What about the sunset recording? Huh, yeah, I've heard of it, but I've also heard of Bigfoot. Doesn't make it any more real. Would you like to hear it? Do-do-do.
Hello. Is this on? Alright, whatever. What do I talk about? Okay, well, it's May 5th, 19th, and, I am keeping a record of my life. My doctor recommended that I keep a journal because I have early hypertension. He thought this would help me clear my thoughts and de-stress. I don't know if that's going to help, but, you know, whatever. I guess I'm supposed to talk about my day, right? Well, okay. This week we're starting construction. Or no, sorry, we're finishing construction on the new accelerator. Which, I mean, it's exciting. It's crazy. It's you know, the first one of its kind around here, and I'm tired of everyone talk about it. Personally, I think it's going to flop and fail, and it'll be a huge waste of money. But as long as they keep paying me, I'll keep showing up. So.
All right, interesting. I wasn't expecting any voiceover, but that's great. That's really cool. The occipital melody. On the upper floors, the sound can be heard echoing at a distance that always seems just out of reach. Some have speculated that it is a form of communication, echolocation, or even a warning, although again, these remain purely speculative. It is the first of these cephalonic melodies, a triptych of melodies that are experienced throughout the structure. The intent of the sounds and the structure as a whole are currently unknown. You know, going through this lore, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Control, with some of the lore items you'd come across.
You lay the crashing waves of tomorrow outside your door. But fear not, stranger, for those waves are for another day. Today those waves shall sleep, if only for a moment. Because today, my friend, is special. Today you will be tested, again and again and again. But when it's over, when the waves finally break through and split the door, tomorrow will recede and tremble in awe of what you have become. May the tapes of yesterday provide you with the strength that is required for the trials of today. Until tomorrow.
Well, the creep factor is definitely there. Yep, definitely creepy. All right. I'm digging it, though. Oh, now we have egg.
Well, egg on my face. The accelerator is pretty wild, it turns out. It's weird to live through a moment that you know it's going to be written about, like 50 years from now. Like, everything we know about photons is about to change. Like, everything. And I'm living through that. It's hard to describe, but I did also lose a $50 bet that this was going to totally tank, so, like, experiencing history, losing a $50 bet, it's a toss-up.
Christ, this is one of the weirder ones. We picked this up on a cardioid we left in the entryway. One of those things came out and stared at the camera for days. The whole roll, and I'm talking special ordered 144 frame rolls, was this fucker just staring into the lens. Didn't even move. Which was unfortunate because it blocked most of the frame. Not sure when it made whatever it is this sound is supposed to be. If I remember correctly, it was on its way out. I think we got like 2 or 3 frames towards the end when it fucked off to wherever they fuck off to. Yeah, I've seen the spectrogram. They always do that. We think they speak through images, that they can see the waves as pictures. Honestly, though, we have no idea. What do you think, Joanne? You were there from the beginning, yeah? Huh. What do... Interesting. Similar to the occipital, the parietal melody can be heard echoing at a distance that always seems just out of reach. It is usually heard at the boundaries of impassable terrain. It is unclear whether a singular entity is creating the sound or it is produced by the structure itself. Despite extensive research, not much is known about the cephalonic melodies. Good spirits. Tape degraded, use transcription. Patient was admitted for observation and palliative measures at around 600 hours. Those who witnessed the event maintain that the patient was performing routine maintenance on Redacted when an unknown safety mechanism failed, and the patient's left temple intersected with some sort of high-energy plasma wave or particle beam. Those who accompanied the patient from the accelerator facility were frustratingly vague but insisted the specifics were unimportant to the patient's potential recovery. Hence, maybe flathead? Patient is currently fully alert with a slightly elevated blood pressure of 140/90 and a heart rate of 135. Those from the facility indicated that the dose of radiation from the exposure they've estimated as high as 500K Roentgens were apparently which apparently far exceeds any known dose and is most certainly fatal. Although my experience here is admittedly limited, the patient repeats the phrase "today was special" as a kind of tic with an accompanying leg dyskinesia, which could be attributed to potential frontal lobe damage stemming from the accident. Despite this, the patient is seemingly in good spirits and has agreed to be observed and studied as his condition inevitably declines. The current estimate is no more than a week. Unremarkable in fish. The audio itself is unremarkable if heard, but the spectrogram reveals something fascinating, especially when the date of the recording is considered. The phase visible in the image bears a remarkable resemblance to Redacted in the presentation and stage of their symptoms. Their disappearance on the day prior to the recording must be significant, although to what end is unknown. So maybe the person who took that beam, that particle beam to the head, is now somehow within the audio that these things communicate in? Oh, intriguing. Fish. We're a little confused about the significance of this one. It seems like it's just a fish. Maybe it's their idea of a joke? Fish. We got breath. What can you tell us about the experience? Is this about my workman's comp claim? No, I thought that was clear. This is purely about the accident. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, it didn't hurt, which is surprising. I saw the brightest light I've ever seen with a strange pink and blue hue. And time seemed to slow almost to a crawl. And before you say people always say that right before an accident, it wasn't like that. I fell from a treehouse when I was 13. Remember the fall vividly, and that it seemed to slow, but that's just how our brains work when under duress. We're aware of how the brain works. Seriously? Let me just step in here. There won't be any more interruptions, will there? No, please continue. Yes, please continue. As I was saying, time slowed. It breathed almost, like a long exhalation. There was an incredibly loud roar in this weird melody, and then the room fell into me. What do you mean fell into you? The light bent and curved and into me, I guess. It was instantaneous, I assume. Like some radio station popping in and out of the wrong frequency. It's hard to explain. Excuse me? Nothing, just creative theory. How about you go Alright, so for this one we received 2 bits of lore. Good lord. Seemingly the final third of the cephalonic melodies. The note relationships here are clearer and the melody more defined. The recording was recovered by OS Team Redacted from the unfortunate redacted to editor. If you're going to redact everything, why do I bother even writing these? Editor, because we pay you to. Stop complaining. At least you're not on OS. While the previous 2 iterations of the cephalonic melodies are sporadically heard and recorded, the recording of the temporal melody is, as of January 19XX, the only to be observed and or experienced. The reason for this disparity is, like much of the cephalonic melodies, unknown. Alright, and then we have Spectrograph is from a different, unfortunately lost recording, another casualty from the inter-office expansion. Although both the attached audio and spectrograph were from observation study F8, hence the pairing. The spectrograph is believed to be an intended communication regarding the remains of redacted or the possible cellular regurgitation of their double. The logic and mechanisms behind these processes are still unproven and somewhat piecemeal. Or at least the evidence is far from complete, so the takeaways are somewhat limited. The origin of the audio sample is unknown. The recording itself was recovered only through the use of surrogates, and early ones at that. The intent and source for the sound can therefore only be speculated. Interestingly, the word lonely was written on the recovered DAT system. But again, it's unclear whether this should be attributed to the OS team or the surrogates themselves.
Last known appearance of OS-D76 member Floyd redacted. The delivery of false spectrograms and their frequency cannot be ignored, but the recovered notes and witness accounts corroborate what is seen above. Given the perceived lack of malice and intent, one must assume the purpose of such a projection is not to gloat, but rather perhaps just an echo of the event. The subsequent recording made the day after, however, is still very top of mind for current OS members. The first instance of the startling, albeit harmless, memory effect. There are, of course, many theories as to how a spectrogram of what appears to be a real memory is obtained by the structure or whatever is producing the oral imaging. Because of the nature of the recordings, the validity of the memories cannot be verified, but those present in the images or that knew the source well have gone on record to confirm that the images are strikingly similar to scenes or events that occurred. It should be noted that the images, while similar, often differ in subtle details when compared to the real versions. A brand of television or a haircut, for example, are often shifted to unknown or strange variations. The demeanor of those in the memories are almost always expressionless. Whether this is an attempt at solace or communication is, again, unknown. Lonely is often written on the recordings if recovered in the field.
I feel like time is flowing around me. I think it's ebbing and it's flowing, and it's not constant like I remember it, like it should be. I feel like 1 minute I'm at work and I can't even remember what I do. I can't even remember what I do for work, and then the next I'm in this hallway, and it's started seeing these people there, the hallway. I try to talk to them, but they don't seem to understand. It's like they're wearing masks of their faces. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like they have all the right parts, but they don't know what to do with them. They just look. And every time I wake up, there's more of them every time. And they just stare at me. Or maybe I'm staring at them. I can feel it. I can feel it pulling me down. I can feel it in every atom that is split and called its own. And I won't fight it. I won't. I can't. It's warm and it's light. And I'm going home. I see that now. I see that today is special. Remember that. Tomorrow beckons, friend. Shed your grief and let the tides of time wash you away. Today was special.
Oh, interesting. So the hold is lit up. The photo's still there. Oh. Okay, I think we went through the door by clicking on it. Okay, now we can walk. Interesting. Sounds like we're hearing breathing in the background. We're hearing that melody that we've been hearing throughout the entire game. Interesting. So that was the official ending to the game. And what we seem to have been seeing is what seemed to be probably a bald woman sitting in that chair with that entity playing the game that we had just played. So that was either us from the outside looking in or something, or I don't know. I'm intrigued. it's an interesting setup. I'm just not exactly sure where the story was taking us. Like, I get that there were these entities. We're talking about memories, the spectrograms, these visuals is how these creatures were communicating. But are there really creatures, or is this just all in our head? I'm not sure. So you could keep playing if you want after you've gotten the official ending, or you can listen to the last memory again and then leave. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I appreciate the fact that there was an actual elongated ending and that there was something and not just blackness or something like that. Because I feel like you do all this grind to play the same game over and over again with fairly simple mechanics that you should have some sort of ending to it and not have it be lackluster. Now, was the ending amazing? Not really, I guess, just because I'm still trying to piece it all together. We know that there was someone who had injured themselves due to a particle beam. Is that us? Is it not? Are we the cat person that supposedly went missing? You know, is this like an SCP thing, or is it just all in our head? Don't really know. I'm not 100% sure, and maybe we'll get more answers in the Silk Bulb test when that releases, as this is a prologue, a setup to it. Now, with that being said, I would probably give this game like a 5 out of 10. I really, really, really like the story and how they introduce the story and through the different elements, whether it be just reading it, images and sounds, voiceover as well. That's great. It was very intriguing, and initially it was very unnerving, hearing all these different sounds around you and not sure what's going on when you're playing the game, and trying to learn some of the basic mechanics of, make your own luck. What does that do? Fate-O-Matic, using the Wheel of Fate, and what does that do? Trying to keep track of when to use the lights, when to store cells, and when to spend them and everything else. Like, that was cool. I do appreciate that. But it took us probably about, as they put it, 17 interviews to beat the game fully. And I feel like that's too long. For the ending that we received and for the amount of repetitiveness the game provides, it was just a little bit too much for me. Like, I was just getting to the point where it's like, okay, I can only piecemeal this thing and come back to it every once in a while. But that's how my brain works, though. There are some people that really love these sort of like gambling-ish kinds of games and will just fall into it for hours. For me, I can't do that. So that could also just be the type of player that I am. But the over and under was fairly simple. There weren't any real new jump scares or changes in the environment that would have added on additional visual value or auditory value or anything like that to help make the process feel a little more unique each time you played. It just felt the exact same every single time. And I just got to the point where it's like, I'm going to grind this, but man, I just want to be done with it. Like, I want to be done with it because I want to know the story. I think the story from how it was told is like a 7, even though I'm still trying to figure out who we are exactly and the ending and everything. And maybe with time, as I relook at everything as I'm editing this, maybe it'll all make sense. Or maybe after you all have played through it and have watched this a few times, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Who are we as a character? What is this ending trying to tell us? What do you think? Share those thoughts in the comments. But overall, I would say 5 out of 10. I like the design. It just goes on for too long, I think. I think either we need more lore faster or we needed extra layers applied to the gameplay loop to keep it interesting. And then I would have been all about that. So just my 2 thoughts, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts are as well. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come on back for more indie horror titles. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.